So I thought I'd come outside here and maybe just chat for a little bit about all the stuff that's been going on through my head probably the last few months, but it's kind of intensified the last week since we had to say goodbye to our German Shepherd Zoe, who was a really big part of our life and had absolutely nothing to do with art, and that's okay. Because in this week that we've been without a dog in the house, and this is the longest time in probably the last 25 years that I have gone without a dog in the house, it's got me thinking a lot. And what I'm thinking about is, why am I trying so hard to matter? Because I think that's what I'm trying to do. And I think I'm trying so hard to matter in the world because for so long, I felt like I didn't. I felt like it didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter what I said. It didn't matter where I went because, the world didn't care. And that was a me problem, right? Not a world problem. I can't throw that on the rest of the world. But I have this obsessive personality, and I get going on something. When it was writing, I had to read all the writing books. I had to submit to all the genres, even though I wasn't good at all the genres. Because I was like holding up these invisible signs that said, look at me. Because, of course, I never thought just being me, whatever it was I wanted to do, was enough. And I realize now the legacy that I want to leave to the world, not like I'm planning on going anywhere right now, but the legacy I want to leave to the world is that it doesn't matter who you are and what you do, as long as you are not, going out there and hurting somebody. It just matters that you try to do good in the world. And if you have a bad day, then you try and do good the next day. And that you don't bring anybody else down with you, and that you help somebody else maybe realize that just being themselves is enough. So this last week, after we said goodbye to Zoe, and we immediately went looking for another dog, Tally, who we hope is going to be coming home to us in a few days. We're kind of working some things out with the shelter that has her. But I haven't been stitching as much, and I had not one, but I had like 5 or 6 people ask me, you're going to have a new dog. You're going to have to train a new dog. She's not going to be used to any of the things around your house. You're not going to be used to the things around your house. And you have deadlines you're trying to hit. I have this exhibition that I'm trying to finish pieces for. I have things that I'm trying to do to submit to calls for art. I want to sell my art. And yeah, having a new dog in the house is going to affect all of that. And you know what? That's a good thing. It's a good thing for Susan, who has this obsessive personality and wants to do all the things all the time. It's good to slow down. Obsession is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's the reason I've gotten so many things done. It's the reason I've learned so much in a short amount of time because, my days are my own. I don't have young kids around the house. I'm not caretaking an ill family member. So my days are to spend as I want, and I usually spend them in stitch, making big messes, not making many videos, and that's okay. I am out here in the yard, so you can hear the cars going by. You know that this is real life. And it's a Susan ramble saying, yeah, my life is going to change when this new dog comes home. Things are going to change in our life for the better. There will be tears because I'm sure she will get into things that I'd never planned on her getting into because Zoe didn't do it. She's not Zoe. She is not a 78-pound German Shepherd. She's a 44-pound who knows what. But our lives will be made richer because of the chances that we are taking with this girl, because of the ways we will grow together as a partnership, my husband and I. Every dog we have had together and we have trained together has taught us not just about the dog, but about each other and how well we work together. And so what does this have to do with art? Okay, Susan, talk about art. What does this have to do with art? I think it's awesome for art because anytime you can bring in some external stimulus that has nothing to do with what you're working on, there's this other part of your brain that's saying, remember, you were trying to figure out how did you want to attach those rocks to that wood? What kind of a stitch could you use to make that thing happen? Have you figured out how you want to do a tree yet? And so all these little things are happening in the back of my brain while I'm concentrating on how to teach a new dog her new name. I think the important thing for me to remember, and maybe for you to remember, is the key to everything that I do in my life, which is follow the joy. And if you don't have any joy, go take some joy to somebody else. So on those days that I don't have joy with Stitch, I'm going to have a new dog that needs me as much as I need to stitch, as much as I need to create my art my way. Will I have as many pieces done for the exhibition as I had hoped I would? Probably not. But the pieces I do get done might be better than I expected because I took a little more time with them. I'm being a little more discerning now. It's like, okay, these things maybe aren't what I want to do for the exhibition. If I get to them, great, but I'm going to work on these other pieces right now. I just think this has been a really good reminder for myself that I don't have to go 900 miles an hour at everything in the world. I can take more time to breathe, more time to sit with this new dog, and there'll be a lot of sitting because still got the bad knees. 2 days of working in the yard and I'm hobbling. So my work with her is going to be on our massive deck and maybe up and down the driveway. And that's okay because my husband and I are a team, and he'll take her on the super long walks and I will do the brain work around the house. And in the evenings or in the downtimes or in scheduled breaks that my husband and I take when one of us takes custody of the dog while the other one has something to do, I'll stitch. I'll make my videos. I'll still do my YouTube lives. But most of all, I'm going to follow the joy, and I'm going to know just doing that and just reminding you to keep doing that is enough. Just make art because it makes you happy. Love a new dog because it makes you happy. Work in the garden because it makes you happy, because we are all creative in our own ways. And when we follow that happy, that's when we are the most creative.